until which point celebrity crushes of my GF, 22, are acceptable. I am 24 have been dating this girl for 8 months now. I have met her while being on vacation, and by coincidence she came to work in my home country for 1 year. At the moment, I am also studying in another country, so it's LDR at the moment and will stay for that for the next 1 to 2 years because she will go back to her home country to finish her study and then return. First of all, I am quite insecure and can make some drama out of nothing, so I prefer to ask third parties. One thing that has been bothering me for some time is her crushes. She has a huge crush on a rapper and constantly listens to his music and every now and then drops some comments. For example, we were in his city where he lives and she said, "What would you do if he came to me in a car and invited me?" Or her recent line she said today, that was annoying me, "I am wondering about me and X in a relationship," or "Oh what a man, he is a real man," when she was playing a music video of him. She always super freak about it, "He is so smart and intelligent," etc. I have talked about this topic once because she was having a crush on some guy on Instagram and was whispering, "Oh honey, please reply to my question," was some Q&A stories. It was really hurting me and I talked with her about it. She said that she will not do it again. Secondly, she has a crush on a football player for years and has told me that she already wrote some sex stories about him like 1 to 2 years ago. When he got a new girlfriend who was about his age, she said, "Oh, I still have a chance with him." When we are watching movies, I can already kinda guess when she is gonna say that she had a crush on some actor. Once she also tried to shape my hair like the actor. Sometimes I just got the feeling that I am not the one she is really attracted to. I really don't know these kind of stuff since I have never really had a celeb crush. OFC, I also jerk off to porn stars or celebs, but I was never really obsessed with any and would masturbate to them regularly like she told me she used to. These guys just don't look like me at all, mostly they got long hair and a nice beard. She also tries to change my haircut and beard at some point, and told me that she is doing it because she loves me and wants to improve it. I am really offset sometimes that these guys get more compliments than she is giving me. I know that she has other ways of showing it, but sometimes it is just awful. I sometimes got the feeling she does this to make me feel insecure. She sometimes complain about how I dress or tells me, "Why don't you dress like that?" A few weeks ago we were in a city and she was saying I wanted to dress up nicely and you run around like this. She told me that was the way she talks to her friends. It might be that he was joking, but even as a joke, is it acceptable? One last thing is that she has always been into superpowers and asked me, "What would you do if Superman came and said he and she belonged to each other to save the world?" She said something, that she wasn't quite sure how she would react if Superman came to her room and wants to sleep other. I know her fantasy is quite big, but I am confused and hurt sometimes. OFC, this is super unrealistic and this example was not bother me that much. It's just so random sometimes. I really don't know how to react to it. I don't want to show my insecurity every time. I mostly try to react in a funny way. "Oh yee, he seems to be quite attractive, maybe he would cook me a nice meal," when a guy was gay. But sometimes I get jealous about it and have a bad feeling in my stomach. Lastly, she also meets some random people on couch surfing and I already had a bad feeling when I saw a guy who looked similar to her recent crushes. Unfortunately, sometimes I got the feeling that the amount of crushes is increasing. BTW, for her crushes are people who she finds attractive. Am I just too insecure or is she going too far? Sorry for the wall of text, just felt good to write that. Thanks for your help, I appreciate it. Too long didn't read. My GF has some celebrity/influencer crushes and it is putting me down lately, especially since we are in LDR. Update, thanks for all the feedback and comments. Here is an update. I talked to her about it and she thinks it is reasonable. She says that she has always been like this and people find it weird that she creates her own fantasies and puts them further than any other people. It is only hypothetical situations for her and for her it would go too far to cut them. If she would be with any of these persons like the artist, she would do the same to them and tell them about her fantasies. She concludes she would change much about her in a relationship but not her fantasies because that is who she is. I asked her if asking me about about possible relationship imaginations is okay for her. Seeing it from my perspective, she think it is. I don't think so, because OFC I got my imaginations but not so far, and I would think about it before saying it to anyone and hurting someone. I think the situation is really bad. Even though I could tell her to stop, she would still have them, and I guess it's not good to restrict someone in their own personality. She told me that I put way too much interpretations in these things and overstress them. For example, when we had a discussion about how she is complaining how I dress, she feels like she is not allowed to see anything anymore without me overreacting. I agree that I am too sensitive sometimes. Once I had a strange feeling when we were watching a movie and she asked about having threesomes. I just did not like the imagination of having one, either with a female or male. Especially, if she talks about some guys in a movie and suddenly speaks about threesomes. That are points I have to work on, but it takes time and experience, I guess. This is, like her, my first relationship. Now, I don't know how I should deal with this situation. I don't know I am overreacting again or if it is really a deal breaker. I don't want to lose her, but on the other side, I also don't like these imaginations that go too far in my opinion, and I am afraid at some point it will be with actual people. I think, if she would compliment/appreciate me more, it would be not a big of a deal, but then again she talks about an artist or football player being smart or handsome. It's just not her love language, I guess. Anyways, I am starting again to write walls of texts. Just feels good to write down some feelings. As you can see, I am most likely the emotional part of the relationship. Tomorrow I will fly back to the country of my university with many doubts. This puts me off, and the discussion probably stressed her as well, and over phone it's quite difficult to communicate these things. I will have to think about it in the coming days, since I also don't want to lose her. She sounds like she's in middle school, like maybe 12 years old. Sorry, but this is not normal and definitely disrespectful to you. Yes, younger girls have crushes like that, but they grow out of it and step into the adult world. I find her behavior to be childish and appalling. Me too. It's pathetic and minimizes Op as an individual with merits of his own. Placeholder would be a fitting uses wording in this case. She's creepy, no doubt. She does sound a bit obsessed and nutty. None of it is going to happen, so she's trying to recreate a fantasy of hers, and you're the body she's using for that. I feel you could be literally anyone who would put up with this. Think you're so blinded by insecurity and want to make this work due to the feeling you'll never do better, you do not realize you are dating a crazy person. Just going to say I didn't read the full thing. I got little over halfway and really felt the need to just respond. It sounds like neither of you need a relationship. You stated that you are very insecure and will make a big deal out of anything. You need to help yourself before getting with someone. It makes things so much easier when you've gained the self-esteem and worth to not freak over everything. For her, she sounds like the type to superfan over people incredibly easy and not think of why she's saying to you. Celebrity crushes are fine, but she almost sounds crazed. If she's bringing this up so often, then that's a little inconsiderate, especially if she knows how you are, I'm assuming. It seems you both need to do some growing in different ways before trying to make something with someone else. Having a celebrity crush is fine. Constantly expressing it to your partner, saying how much you love and wish they could be with them, is absolutely stepping over a line. My recommendation is to tell her how you feel. If she doesn't care, or says she does, then goes back on it a week later, break up. She doesn't care about your feelings. Just have an adult conversation about it. She is behaving like a teenager. Crushed are normal, and mentioning casually that a celeb is attractive is normal. Desperately hoping they reply to her, fantasizing about them regularly and asking your partner how they'd react to those fantasies is not. Ex-girlfriend, 23, reached out to me, 22, today after 4 months North Carolina to tell me how horrible of a human I am. My ex I dated for a few months reached out to me today to tell me how terrible of a human I am, how evil and manipulative I am, and how toxic I am. It feels extremely unfair, because I've respected her since the breakup. I haven't spoken to her or her family, I haven't stalked her, etc. She blocked me on all social media, I didn't plead, and even when we were dating, I allowed her space. She always refused to speak to me about any issues we were having, so everything post-breakup is pretty new to me. I wasn't a perfect boyfriend, but we both had our issues in the relationship and I felt like I put in a lot more effort into actually making it work than she did. During COVID, dating was hard, everyone was depressed, we couldn't go on dates and she was putting major expectations on me to make her happy and I was doing everything I could to achieve that. I respect her feelings regarding me and the breakup, they are valid and I won't convince her to change them, that's not the man I am. But I'm just wondering why she's reaching out to tell me after 4 months of silence from me. In these 4 months, she's thrown hurtful subliminal shots at me through social media, she's attacked my character, she's spread rumors, she's told details of our relationship to her friends, she's pushed me away from people I was close to, and not once have I said a single word. I took accountability and moved forward, even committed to not dating until I'm where I want to be in life. During these 4 months, I've been tackling my toxic traits, I've been working on being happier alone, I've enrolled back in school, I've strengthened some old friendships and I'm now in search of my first condo and deciding whether I should buy or rent it out. A huge accomplishment seeing where I come from. Reaching out and saying these things kinda set me back a bit mentally and killed some of the progress I've made. I don't know how I should view her comments, and how I should respond. Too long didn't read. Ex-girlfriend reached out to tell me I'm an evil human being after 4 months North Carolina. I feel like this has set me back mentally. What should I do? I get that it sucks hearing all that, but if you really were not at your best during the relationship, it sounds to me like she's trying to get closure. This is especially true if she felt like she didn't get to express her feelings during the relationship. As for talking bad about you on social media, if she blocked you, she probably wasn't intentionally trying to make you feel bad, she was just venting her experience. She is allowed to talk about her feelings post-breakup. Part of becoming a better person is having to accept the fact that you've hurt people in the past and that you can't undo that and you have to live with the consequences of your actions. Keep working on yourself. Use it as motivation not to hurt anyone else like that again. I mean, even if you are a piece of shit human being, it's kind of none of her business anymore. Like, of course if you suck she was probably affected, but realistically you don't have to worry about what she thinks of you, good or bad, because you have no relation to her anymore. If you want, you can do some thinking and figure out if the things she said about you were true and do some good faith introspection, but whatever the outcome you don't owe her any explanations really. You do sound like you're downplaying your actions whatever they were, so I assume you probably do suck a bit, but we all suck at least a little bit. What matters is trying to be better. Just ignore, block, etc. and keep focusing on being a better you. Just block her. There's nothing to be gained by trying to defend yourself. 4 months no contact is enough to not need to talk about it anymore. She's most likely just looking for validation, or has been stewing over it and wants to kick up drama. Leave it be and work on your own growth, or she'll just continue to try and erode your progress. She likely was seeking closure for herself. She wanted to vent her feelings of how she felt that you had her feel. If this was a one-time thing, and not for example a pattern of vengeance post-breakup, it means it's more about her mental well-being than trying to get back at you or anything like that. Sounds like things weren't good, and it's good you recognize that you weren't good in the relationship and are working on those toxic traits. I've, M22, fallen in love with my friend F20, and so has my brother M21. What do I do? This is a throwaway, as my brother has a Reddit account. I usually don't ask for advice, but I have nowhere to turn to. I know this amazing woman, she's both today I fucked up, kind, intelligent, I've never met someone I can talk to so easily, and she speaks so well. I was shocked she's single. She said she's never been in relationship before, and neither have I. I think she likes me. She flirts a bit, calling me handsome, complimenting my singing. My other friend teases us all the time about our relationship being romantic, and she never denies it. She even looks a little pleased. Bottom line, I really like her, and I think she likes me. The problem is my brother B. I love my brother, as the oldest. I've always tried my best to protect him. He's my best friend, and ever since we were kids, we always said we'd make each other's best mans. He's a great, kind guy, and I only want the best for him. I knew A first, but when I introduced her, B acted weird right away. He kept trying to impress her, and acted so flustered when she was around. He was so excited. He liked her, it was pretty obvious. We've always liked the same people, had the same friends, same hobbies, same everything. It's no surprise he likes her too. She's amazing. He acts like I'm his idol, and I'm afraid he thinks he'll never have chance with a girl with me around. Our asshole father actually said to him that he preferred me, as the firstborn. BS, I know, but it really hurt B. I'm just glad B didn't hate me after that, but his confidence has since been shot. I always tried hard to be the best brother I could, and he sees me as some figure to look up to. I'm not that great, honestly. I've always struggled at everything that others make look easy. I think he's a great guy, but he won't listen to me. I don't think he knows about my feelings towards A, but I'm worried it'll kill him if I ever pursued her. I'm his brother, it's my job to protect him. I don't want to break his heart. I don't want him to think he's not good enough. Assuming she wants to date too, I think she does. My heart hurts. I'm stuck between two people. I really love A, but I'm thinking of standing back, so I don't hurt B. They get along pretty well. I wouldn't be surprised if A liked him too. As I said, he's an awesome guy. I really need advice. I don't know what to do. TL, Doctor. My brother and I like the same girl. I don't want to hurt him and ruin our relationship.